Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Ralph.
Let's do some intros. This week, we have Matthew Street. You didn't know him before coming in. I knew him a little bit because our kids are friends, but Matt is a 3-time Golden Globe winner. No, actually, 3-time tour of Iraq in the Army. Mm-hmm. He had quite the story, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that's present in our community a lot, but we don't actually get to hear from them.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. It's just kind of almost out of sight, out of mind because we don't see their job in real time, you know,
Yes.
like as a person. But then, yeah, it was heavy stuff. Mm-hmm. So thanks to Matt for coming in and really giving us some time to hang and
Telling us about his life, where he's been.
and really open up about things.
Yeah. Really get us, you know, again, we know war happens. We know what kind of happens, but then to talk to someone who's gone through it, and like I've never had the agency to join the military. I don't get like getting yelled at, so I don't want to be in the military.
Yeah, same.
And so talking to someone who's like, yeah, I would do it again. Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah, all I could think about the entire time, like this man is a warrior. Mm-hmm. This man is what society needs as a soldier. Mm-hmm. And it was beautiful to see because everybody's got jobs, right? People need haircuts.
Oh, they do. We found out, right?
No, but enjoy Matt Street.
Yes.
Let's go.
Matt, so how's it going, dude?
It's going.
Yeah, I know you were just mentioning that you took a little tumble.
Yeah.
That's never fun, man.
Yeah, just tried being safe and doing the right thing and just sat off the trailer instead of jumping.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Man.
Was it like,
Yeah. It was
geez.
completely sideways.
No way.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
And you had to pop it in?
Yeah.
Alone.
Emmett was there.
Emmett was there? Poor guy, man.
That's my son.
Okay.
He's 11.
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he's Toby's age. That's how we've met.
Yeah.
We've Toby and Emmett have been in school for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I think it's probably 3.
Yeah, because you guys were at Jeffrey before we got there.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it was a couple of years there. Emmett's a good kid, man, and that's where kind of met you. And I remember talking to Heather, telling her, "Hey, you're a military brat. He's got military brats. You guys can kind of talk about what that kind of looks like." You're a Navy kid, right?
Yeah.
You.
What did you?
I was Army.
Your Army?
Yeah.
My brother's he was in the Army Reserves.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, don't ask him. He might not think it's cool.
In the Army Reserves? Uh-huh. Your brother was?
Yeah. That's how he paid for his master's in jazz.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought he was always on the
Oh, no. No.
nerdy musician train.
No, we are absolute disappointments to our parents.
Because your dad's a Navyman.
Both my parents.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I forgot about that.
Yeah. My mom was a CB
Okay.
and my dad is a photographer.
Nice.
And he did 2 world tours or 2.5 or 1.5. I'm not sure anymore. But he was on the Nimitz and the Missouri.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I had both my grandfathers were in World War II.
Really?
One in the Navy, one in the Army. So to hear both their sides of one in the Pacific and one in in the
Oh, yeah.
Germany and all that stuff. So it was really
Sheesh,
cool.
man. So your lineage goes way back into the military.
Yeah.
Anybody else other than you that went in?
My dad joined, but he was medically retired, or not medically retired, but medicaled out because he ended up going deaf in his left ear in boot. He went Navy. My mom's brother was in the Army. He was intelligence. And that's about it.
Nice, man.
Did you feel obligated to join the military because of them?
No, I was just inspired.
Okay.
I knew from a very young age I was going to join the Army.
Yeah.
So
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Felt inspired to go in.
yeah, and then obviously like 9/11 and everything happened. I was just graduating high school about that time, anyways. So then I joined, and
Yeah. Well, let's go back a little bit. Where'd you grow up?
I am from here.
Oh, you are from here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We did mention that.
I mean, I was born in Iowa.
Okay.
At 15 months old, we moved here back home. And then I grew up here, kind of out in the county. My grandparents owned a farm out there.
Sure.
You know.
And how does West Virginia play into all this?
So West Virginia is where my ex-wife is from.
Gotcha.
We met in the military.
Okay.
We have 2 kids together.
Gotcha. And Emmett was born in West Virginia?
He was, yeah.
You know what's funny is that one of the first times that Emmett came over, I was hearing him talk, and I was like, "This boy's got a little Southern drawl in there." I'm like, "What is that?" And then I asked him. He was like, "Oh yeah, we moved from West Virginia and all that good stuff." And I was like, "You got family there, right?"
My 2 sons are there.
Okay, yeah, because he went back this summer for a little bit. Or
Yeah, and then I pick up. Well, my oldest is in the military. He's in.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's actually in DC right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's kind of busy. So I picked up my other son Wyatt.
Sure.
For a couple weeks in the summer, and we go fishing. And,
That's cool, man.
So you have 3 kids altogether?
Yeah, 3 boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the oldest is how old?
He is 20.
20.
He'll be 21 in November.
What branch?
Army. He's National Guard. Army National Guard.
Okay.
So when you joined, was it kind of the whole 9/11 scenario that really like solidified the decision to join?
No, it just made me want to do it even more.
I gotcha.
You know,
How old are you?
I'm 42.
42. Okay, so I'm trying to think 9/11. So it would have been right around that time,
Yeah,
right? You were graduating high school.
Yeah.
Jumping
I was
in.
18, and then I turned 19 in boot camp.
Oh, so it was prime time.
Yeah.
All right,
Were
man.
you in ROTC in high school
I
too?
was. Yeah.
Did that help
Really?
you out?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. And then like, my grandfather he was in the Army. He taught me a lot of stuff, and taught me how to do the whole drill and ceremony. And
Okay.
stuff before I joined all that, and
Yeah, you had
that helped. And
some cliff notes.
yeah,
Man.
yeah,
Taught you how to walk it off.
right.
Yeah.
How to
But that's honestly like because my grandfather worked on a farm. He would get hurt, and we're like, "You're bleeding." He's like, "Yeah,"
That's how my dad is too.
So that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not me, man. I always say I bruise like a peach. Whenever I think I did say it once when we were talking. I've always had just an aversion to getting hurt.
Right.
Like sure, I understand it comes with living, but better men than I, man. I can't do it. If I see a little scratch, I'm like, all right, let's figure this out. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I've never broken anything, so
This is the second time I broke my wrist doing some training with the Army. And
really.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. So joining in the military, joining in the Army, you're fresh, right? And you're like almost a fresh adult, 18, 19.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you were like, okay, I was not expecting this? Or was there anything that you were saying, okay, this is pretty straightforward?
Yeah, no, it was pretty straightforward, and it was exciting.
Sure.
I was infantry,
Okay.
so in basic, I have letters that my family saved that I wrote them, and to go back and read them is funny because it's like, yeah, I got to shoot this and I got to blow this up.
Okay. You were ready.
Yeah, they were like, he's having fun, like this.
It's summer camp. It's not boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah. The only part that sucked was getting sick because there were so many people joining at that time. It was a month wait, and that was a long time. Normally it's like 2-3 days for in processing. I was there for a month.
Really?
Yeah. We were all there for a month waiting to go down range and train.
But why getting sick? Because you were just kind of stuck there?
Yeah. Everybody was just stuck in the
Yeah, I was
same
gonna say,
room.
It's
and
close quarters.
there's like
man.
80 people to a bay.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and then on top of that, so my dad did uniform issue for a long time after he retired, and you guys are getting used to a new diet. You're getting used to medications that you aren't taking anymore.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy that was they have like little like booths
Yeah.
that you stand in front of with your military uniform that you're like writing your name on, and they're wearing PT shorts, and the kid crapped his pants and didn't say anything, but it was it was foul.
I'm sure.
And he was just, sick from the thing, and he just didn't want to tell anybody.
Right. Yeah, because you don't want to admit to anything while you're, you don't say anything unless you're spoken to, that whole.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't. You were like, is it okay to go to the bathroom? Yeah.
I gotcha.
So
I remember I have a buddy. He was like a kid. I was kind of freshly graduated, more college age, and he was just coming out of high school. And he actually went into. I knew him from Dallas. He went into the Navy during COVID. During COVID, he joined the Navy, and it was like right during lockdown time. So he was here at Great Lakes. I only saw him like one time. The plan was to really kind of see him pretty often, but I was only able to see him once. But during that, like, I think it was 3 months, he said they basically had everyone in one bay. They had like a 7x7 square foot, like, tape on the ground. That's where your cot was. That's where everything was. And they just kind of let the sickness run through everybody.
Yeah.
And once you had it, now we know it was, it kind of runs its course like that. But for them, they were like, all right, I guess we're just gonna wing it. And and he did say that was pretty scary because they didn't have any access to the outside world. It's basic training, boot camp. They had to put their phones away. Later, he was kind of upset because his mom, got COVID during that time. Luckily, she was all right. Everybody was okay. But you don't have any access to the outside world.
Right.
Did that really kind of mess with you during that time? Like you don't really know what's happening out here?
Not really, because I was just so focused on what I was doing there.
Yeah.
I'd write home, probably once a week or so. And then we got to use phones.
Yeah.
Actual pay phones, not cell phones.
You get 15-minute phone calls.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
really?
it might have been less.
Because when my dad was overseas on the ships, he would give 15-minute phone calls.
Yeah.
And I joked, like, oh, is he really in the Navy or is he in prison?
Is there a difference?
No, it depends on how you like it. Like, especially since you were raised with military parents, you're kind of raised a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And, not really to ask questions or, this is your job, this is your duty.
Right.
And the highest ranking person is the one that you follow the orders from. And going into it, like, it's a lot easier for you to just be like, that's how I'm supposed to do it.
Yeah.
This is how I'm supposed to do it. Whereas, like, Ralph, you're a very...
I wouldn't survive, man.
Well, you would question everything.
I
And then
really
you'd be
would,
like,
actually.
okay, push-ups for everybody. Everyone run 3 laps.
Yeah.
Like...
I do think about that pretty regularly because I know me and I know how I am. I don't necessarily conform very easily. I always joke like that's why I own my own business because I can't work for somebody. It just doesn't. It's not inside me. So I think it would be one of those things that would need to be broken.
Oh, they'll do that.
Broken in.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, like a stallion or something that you really have to break in. And I'm sure at the age that the military gets you, like right now at almost 40, going into the military would be very different, right? Because you're set in your ways.
Right.
But as a, what is it? The frontal lobe in boys isn't really developed until 20, I think.
Well, and the hormones are raging.
Oh, yeah,
and
for
you're
sure.
an idiot.
Sure. So they're able to kind of really get you grounded and break you into where you need to be.
Yeah.
Was that a struggle for you? Did you buck up against it a little bit?
No, I felt like it just felt natural.
You're a soldier, bro. Yeah. Yeah, you're a soldier, man.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I enjoyed my time
That's awesome.
in basic.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun. Got hurt.
Sure.
So, how old were you? Were you still active duty when you met your wife?
Yes.
And then you guys had kids while you were both, like, was she in the military too?
She was. Yeah, she was in the military as well. We actually met through a mutual friend that I was stationed with. She went to high school with them.
Okay.
And that's how we met. And then we had one son before. We didn't have another kid until I was out of the Army.
Okay, so you already had one kid while you were in.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's like my perspective. My mom told my dad, go play sailor. You go to Norfolk, do whatever you need to do. We're gonna stay right here. And And so she single mommed it basically the whole time.
Right.
And then there's a lot of families that we see here, especially since we're so close to Great Lakes, where, you know, they know the military life. Like you're deployed, you know, you might be able to come back on this day, but then not really, and things get pushed aside, and it's a big strain on the family.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are looking for some sort of grounding, so they get married really fast.
Yeah.
And then you hear about Dear John letters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The guys were getting those a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wait, what's a Dear John letter?
Do you want to explain it?
Basically, it's like, I'm leaving you for someone else.
Oh, really? That's kind of the terminology for
Or
it.
we call it Jody. Jody got to her.
Jody.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That was like just a generic name that I don't know where it originated from, but it was like, you know, your girl's probably back with Jody in the rear, you know.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
But yeah, you're gone.
Yeah.
And then there's no access. And then especially back when he was in, like, cell phones were barely a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have access to someone, you can't keep
There's
that
hardly
relationship
any
going.
communication. Yeah.
And they're all really young and immature. Because there's
That's a huge toll, man.
yeah.
Ouch. Was there a lot of, like, I'm sure, right? Like inner army relationships happening. I mean, you're kind of deployed with this other person and you're kind of knowing them.
I mean, not for me. I was with all guys.
Oh, okay. It wasn't.
But there was a lot of that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when actors get together on a movie
Right.
and they're spending so much time together and they're talking and doing all these things and one thing leads to another.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
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 And then where were you stationed mostly?
For 5 years, I was stationed in Georgia at Fort Stewart,
Okay.
south of Savannah,
And then
45 minutes south of Savannah.
did you go to Afghanistan? And
I went to Iraq.
went to Iraq.
But it was 3rd ID. I did 2 tours with them.
what does 3rd ID mean?
3rd Infantry Division.
What is that?
So it's I don't know. There's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. It's just a
So the first
division.
they're in front of you, and then you're 3 groups behind. So they get shot down first.
No, we actually spearheaded everything in Iraq.
Okay.
I was with the unit that we did the thunder runs into the airports and took Baghdad.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, man. And you did 3 tours total.
yeah.
So let's talk about those first 2 now that we're kind of into it. Man, these are true life and death situations.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind? What keeps you from freaking out? You know, we see the movies every once in a while. There's always the one guy who's like,
Yeah, and that's pretty much true. There is always one guy that's like, ugh.
yeah.
Yeah. I was in a so 3rd Infantry Division is a mechanized unit. I was in a Bradley. I was a 240 gunner, which is a machine gun. So, and I'm tall, so there's
You're hard to
no
hide, bro.
space in this Bradley, really.
Sure.
And we had to cram, 8 to 10 guys in there sometimes.
The Bradley's like a Humvee?
No, it's a tracked vehicle. It's
It's just like a big.
it's got a 25 millimeter chain gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And then there's a ramp on the back. It drops, you run out.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Warfare?
Yes.
You saw it?
Yes.
Have you seen the movie Hurt Locker?
Yes.
Okay.
I was in Ramadi, my last tour.
I was going to say.
When that happened.
Yeah, man.
So that was pretty real.
Man, I went to watch it with my dad, and it was just such a visceral. My dad, neither one of us have any military experience, but the movie I think did such a really like real reality to it, and we saw it in the movie theater, and it was so loud.
Yeah.
It was so in your face. It's a movie that just came out not long ago, and it literally is a 24-hour or 48 period of this unit's life, trying to get out of a really bad situation.
Yeah.
And it's tough, man. So that was your life.
Yeah.
Sheesh, man.
Yeah.
So going back, what kept you from freaking out?
I don't don't know really.
Yeah.
You just kind of accept
Yeah.
that you're in that situation, and
Yeah.
you're it's like, let's do this.
Yeah.
You don't think about the trauma while you're experiencing the trauma.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's funny that you say that, because like we went through, the whole invasion, and then they declared it, it's war's over, peacekeeping. And then the army was like, now you're going to talk about it. And we're all like, talk about what? And they're like, everything you experienced and all that, all the bad stuff. And we're like, we're still processing this,
Yeah.
So that was a big,
Did they want you to talk like to therapists, or they wanted you to talk to each other, or they wanted you to talk to the media?
so they pulled us in these rooms, and like our squad. So there's, everybody you just fought with, and like they want you to tell, what your worst experience was in front of everybody, and then there was like I think it was like a major or something who was a psychiatrist or whatever, and he was like, now we're gonna talk about it, and it's like no one wanted to talk,
No.
and then one guy did, and he was like blackballed because he's crazy.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
So after that, nobody wanted to talk.
No.
So there for a long time, nobody, it was, you didn't talk about it.
You just stay quiet.
Yep.
And what year was this, do you think?
Oh, that was 2003.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like even like you'd think they would learn a little bit from Vietnam with people coming back from that and being completely traumatized.
Yeah. And that came up a lot for us. Like, they're talking about sending us to somewhere to, just for like 2 weeks to just decompress.
Decompress.
But that didn't happen. We just went back to Kuwait for 2 weeks and suffered in the heat. It was like 165.
I bet, man.
Was Bo Bergdahl?
Oh,
Iraq?
no, that was Afghanistan.
Okay. And that's after or before?
That was after.
After? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get it all straight in my head.
Right.
Because I just listen to true crime all the time, but then there's like little things that are, because that's technically crime too.
Right.
But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
insane.
yeah.
Yeah. How long were you in Iraq for altogether?
A total of 39 months.
Okay. And is it split up? Or are you there just 39 months straight?
The first tour, we were in Kuwait for 6 months, and then pushed into Iraq and then we were there. We left in August.
In August?
So yeah, it started in March, and then we went till August, and then so that was August of 2003, and then I went back 2005 back to Baghdad for a year deployment. And then my last tour was a 15-month. We got extended, and that was in Ramadi, Iraq.
Jeez, man.
And it was like, so I came back from my second tour, and then I PCS'd from Fort Stewart to Fort Carson, Colorado. And they were like, don't unpack your bags. We're leaving in 6 months
Sheesh.
to Ramadi. Yeah. So it was like, oh, okay.
So it's just quick turnaround.
Pretty much, yeah. And in between that, you're training. You got to
Yeah.
do qualifications from individual to your battalion, brigade, task force, whatever,
So there's really no time for you to sit back and think about what just happened. They keep you running.
No, you got to come back, try to keep your family together, and
Yeah, we didn't even get to that.
Yeah.
For sure.
right. So
And that was the 20-year-old who was,
yeah, he's now 20.
okay. I'm just, yeah. It's just crazy to me because like listening to that one podcast about Bo Bergdahl and how like even you guys are all out there. You're not really, I don't know, maybe you can answer this. You're not really encouraged to make friends with the locals, are you?
At one point in time, we kind of were, it was like it turned into hearts and minds. Like we'll win this war with hearts and minds, which is total crap.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
There were some times you never trusted anybody 100%. We'll
Yeah.
just put that out there
Yeah.
first. But you could kind of somewhat be friendly with them.
Sure.
It was, I don't want to say friends, but like more of an acquaintance. But
Yeah.
you never trusted them 100% though.
Well, that's too hard because you don't know who's talking to them behind the scenes,
Right.
or who's threatening them, and
Yeah.
they're going to
Oh, that-
protect their family,
Right.
And then you're just invading, not like negative way, like towards you directly, but
Right.
like in the end, it's like they're looking at you as a bad guy no matter what, and they
Right.
can't trust you because you might accuse them of something,
Yeah.
or they know that that they're talking to someone or someone's talking to them. And like in that podcast I listened to, they were talking about how like you get switched out so often that you really can't build a real trusting relationship with them anyway.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole new group of guys, and you don't know what kind of guy you're going to get because, I mean, you've probably seen there's plenty of men, women who are awesome individuals who are in the military, but just like any profession, you've got people that are either sick or just mean,
Yeah.
and you don't know which one you're going to get.
Right. And scared, like, cause you don't know for us, it's a whole, it's a whole new culture, whole new world. It's so surreal over there. It's,
Yeah.
they don't have plumbing,
Oh, God.
running water,
Sure.
in some places.
Yeah.
It was just, it's just unreal how they,
Well, or
still
they
living.
have a toilet, but you can't flush anything down it.
and they rarely have toilets.
Yeah.
They just have a hole in the ground. They
Jeez, man.
squat over it.
What about on
Wait, how's your aim?
better now?
Well, we had porta johns.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was gonna ask how was like living conditions on base,
That kind of differed from
place to place.
tour to tour. The invasion, we just slept on rocks or wherever. Foxhole. Every time we stopped, we dug a foxhole, a fighting position or whatever. And once we got to like Baghdad and stuff, we were able to take over houses, or we just stayed in the conference palace. It's across from the Al Rashid Hotel, and it was basically like the UN building for them.
Okay.
And it literally, I have a picture somewhere, but it had a writing or a saying on the front. It was in English and Arabic, and it was like, "This building is built for the unaligned alliance against the UN."
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, why were you guys there? Because it had been deserted and
Yeah, I mean, we had to go clear it, and then we took it over to live in.
did that have bathrooms?
Yeah, those had bathrooms.
Oh, okay. Running water?
Occasionally, like the
gotcha.
power was on like only for a few hours a day.
Rolling blackouts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Jeez, man. What was one of the hardest things to get used to every time you had to deploy?
That's a good question.
Or it just it was like riding a bike.
Yeah, it kind of was. It was
Just get back on the horse.
yeah. Yeah. It's just like you're there again. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
let's do this.
What about when you come back?
Yeah.
That's the hard part. It's coming back, and you're so used to
Everything being
Constantly,
a threat.
yeah, being on
everything.
alert all the
A
time.
soda can blow up. They would take the curb out, put a 155 artillery round with some explosives in it, and then take seafoam and spray it. And
Oh,
you didn't know.
shit.
You didn't know
Yeah.
what was going to blow up. You never knew. I mean, you could see some things, wires,
Sure, but-
wires
Yeah.
or whatever, but they'd use dead animals, people.
Really?
Yeah.
This might be kind of an invasive question. How close to death did you get?
Quite a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I'm here.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've had bullets. I could feel them go by my head.
It's really.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Did you ever get shot?
Yes,
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
in the plate.
Oh wow.
And then I had a ricochet hit me in my arm.
Jeez, man.
So you had that tattoo before you got shot?
No,
No?
they just tattooed over it, and then that's what stayed.
the
Oh,
scar.
wow.
Yeah.
The scar just rejected the ink. That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, it is kind of.
Constant reminder.
Yeah,
I was going to say, because I know, like, for a long time, you couldn't have your arms.
yeah. Oh no, these are all pretty much all these are after. Mm-hmm. Well, I had Sean. I had my son's name. The Hitman tattoo, and then this one. But
You
Other than
couldn't.
that.
You can't have them.
back then, it wasn't really cool to be tattooed.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I had this tattoo after my cousin was killed in when I was overseas, and they got mad.
It was
Like,
kind
you
of
didn't
against
say you were gonna get
regulations.
one.
Because your body is their property
Yeah.
at that
Oh,
point.
geez.
So you're messing up their
Yes.
investment.
Oh,
Right.
man.
And then when you're in uniform and you've got all this stuff on, you're not looking good.
Sure.
But
Has that changed a little bit now?
It's kind of going back and forth. Like they used to, like now, I think they're grandfathered in, but like if you join now, I don't think you can have the visible tattoos.
Really?
You had, as long as you're wearing your, they call them Class A's, or your dress uniform.
Sure.
You could cover everything up, nothing on the neck.
Okay. Yeah.
But there's, they're starting to get a little bit more strict,
Yeah.
which, they should.
Yeah.
The
For
Army.
sure. Yeah. There's still got to be a regiment to things.
Right.
well, and then it's also too hard to probably heal a tattoo while you're in all of that. So it'd be stupid to get one, but they all kind of like it's like almost a rite of passage because
Yeah.
like my ex-husband, I don't know where he went. I'm gonna assume a basement. He got a tattoo, completely trashed. A bunch of the guys I know that have been in the military have gotten, the insignias or
Right.
whatever on their arms.
Yeah.
Just because we get tattoos in random places, like the parking lot of a baseball game.
Ralph's my one little baby tattoo.
My one little baby tattoo. Actually, we're going to be talking to them next. Yeah.
Oh, really?
The owners over at Dead Set Inc.
Okay.
They were doing a charity thing for like the Humane Society, and they were like,
cool.
$50, you get one of 3 pre-made things. I was like, sure, why not? It's for the animals. Let's do it. But I just like saying that I got it in a parking lot of a baseball game because it sounds trashy.
I got one on my ribs when I was on Fort Carson. My buddy was like, "Hey, this guy's coming over. We're gonna do a tattoo party in my garage." I'm in.
Let's do
Say
it.
less. So that was a mistake, but that's covered up now. It was a meat tag. It was like my dog tag hanging off a rib.
Yeah.
So
What
it
did
was
you cover it up with?
that.
Oh damn.
Oh, dang.
Did
yeah.
that
yeah.
hurt?
Just a huge.
It's I have a high tolerance to pain.
Okay.
I was going to say, man, you got to be, especially after everything you've gone through and lived through. I mean, a broken ankle doesn't seem like.
Yeah, like I haven't even taken anything for this.
Yeah.
Maybe some ibuprofen for the swelling, but
Man, that makes me feel like my dad really just got to hang out
Why?
when he was in the service. I mean, like he got hit by a car before in the parking lot and was like, just go on. I've told this story on the vet episode, but like he is someone who, just walk it off. But at the same time, I'm like, he got his second knee replacement and he was saying it's like this one's so much harder and he's upset about it and he's like trying not to take the meds because he doesn't want to take opiates.
right,
But at the same time, I'm like, well, Dad, just take a little bit of this.
right.
Like, just take a little bit.
Yeah, we were just throwing ibuprofen. Your legs blowing off. Oh, here's some ibuprofen. Drink some water.
Sure.
And continue mission.
When I watched Warfare, there's always like, well, maybe they had like the medic or a med kit of some sort. Are those kind of pretty factual, like the little morphine packs and like that kind of thing?
The medics would carry those. Were all Navy SEAls in that show.
Oh, sure.
So they
sure,
they were
sure.
more. They carried more and different.
They had
different stuff
to
and
have some
things.
different things.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but like our medics carried morphine with them. Everybody has some sort of medic. Well, it was called an IFAC.
Okay.
It had like some gauze, scissors, I believe, some tape, a tourniquet, maybe like an Israeli pressure bandage and stuff like that.
Okay. Just field dressing.
Yeah.
To get it to stop bleeding at least.
Right.
Is it hard to watch any of those movies because of your experience?
No.
No? Well, no. Or is it annoying because you're like, that's not how it goes?
Yeah, I have a hard time watching them because I'm like, that's
That wouldn't have happened
Mm-hmm.
or something.
or and I get it's Hollywood. They gotta make
Sure.
it Hollywood to sell it
Yeah.
to the civilian
Yeah,
public,
of course.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, that one was pretty accurate on things. The Bradleys, those were not Bradleys. I'm gonna say that.
Oh, they weren't?
No, those were like I don't know what those things were in there. It was kind of comical because I'm like, the sounds were spot on.
Oh, geez.
So like they were dropping the ramp. That sounds just like how it
Oh, wow.
sounds.
Okay.
And all the sounds were right, but those were not Bradley's. In
Hey,
that
sound, you got to watch Warfare. It's kind of a tough watch, but it's a pretty eye opening movie.
Yeah. Well, and then like that's Ramadi, and that place was. I think when we moved in, there was like 4,000 or 5,000 Al Qaeda
Really?
parading up and down the streets like this is ours, and we're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So and we killed or captured every single one of them.
Really?
Yeah. If they got out, they went to Baghdad, and our sister battalion did the same thing and mopped them up.
What was the political reason for Iraq? Was it still the Bush war on terror?
I mean, me personally, this is my personal opinion, but I think it was Bush Jr. finishing his dad's job.
Okay.
You know, that's
Sure.
you know, but I think it was all over. Yeah, the war on terror.
Okay.
And then like WMDs and
That's why I said political reason. Like
Yeah.
what did they want? Okay.
yeah.
Man, that's a gnarly just life story. How does that impact you raising your boys now? You have 3 boys?
Yeah.
Okay, how does that look? Like are you the tough military dad, or is there some room in there for
At first, as probably I can admit this now, I was not a good dad. You know, Sean probably, you know, like I wasn't mean to him or, you know, abusive to him, but it was like I expected at 2 years old, you know, I'm in the Army. When I say jump, you jump. So I come home and I'm like, you know, do this. And he'd be like, he's a 2-year-old or 3-year-old and, you know, you know.
I gotcha.
So
That's when my dad would come home, like all of a sudden everything would flip. So before we kind of like, there's 2 of us and 1 of my mom. So
Right.
we were able to do whatever we wanted. And she's just like, whatever, leave me alone. And then my dad comes home and it's like, he doesn't know how to be a dad because he doesn't have that much experience doing it.
right.
Unloading any mental stuff that he may or may not have. I don't know. And then us being who we are, like we would get in fights over like the TV and the remote and
Right.
simple things like that, where it's like, it's my TV. Well, we watch it more, you know. So I'm sure too, like you coming home. What did your wife at the time do?
Initially, she was a cook in the Army.
Okay.
And then once she ended up getting out because she had our son and they wanted to deploy her.
Oh,
And
you can't have both
how do
parents
you-
deployed.
Well, I mean, yeah, but morally, it's not right.
No.
So
Sheesh.
we got her out, you know, to be able to take care of him because he would have been like, they were going to wait like 6 months to
Yeah.
deploy her. And I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
So she got out and then she moved back to West Virginia while I was deployed. You know, makes it 'cause she can be with family and they can help her out and stuff. And I think she was a cop for a little bit at that time. And then when we were in Colorado, she was a security guard out there.
So just kind of playing to her strengths, you know, being a
Yeah.
cop or security, that kind of thing. I feel like that's a pretty common. I was just talking to someone yesterday. He was in the Army a few years back, and now he's going to be a correctional officer or
Right.
something. That just seems like a logical path for a lot of people.
Right.
But being able to, one of the silver linings that at least I've seen, especially with a lot of the Navy men coming through, is you know, if you start early enough and you're in for your whatever 20 years, I mean, that puts you out in like your mid 40s, right? Or early 40s.
If you join at 18 and do your 20, you're like, you'd be 38.
Yeah,
and
man.
retired.
And then you get that pension, right?
Yeah.
And so you can kind of, I guess, start fresh, start anew.
Yeah.
Did you retire?
I was medically retired at 26.
At 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the invasion, I fell off a 25-foot wall landed on my butt with all my gear.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, that was like the beginning of the end because I have 3 bulging discs and 1 fractured.
Wow, man. Yeah. With just all the gear on, making you twice as heavy.
Yeah, because like I said, I was a machine gunner, so I carried a lot of ammo. You know, at one point I was carrying like 1,800 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and then you come home, your back hurts, and back pain is like the worst.
Yeah,
The worst because it's everywhere. You
Yeah.
move. I have back issues, so sometimes I'll just lean over and it tweaks out.
Right.
Makes you crabby.
you never know when it's going to go out. On
Yeah.
you, unfortunately.
Yeah, you could pick up your kid and all of a sudden you're like, ooh.
Yeah, like there's times like literally I have bent over, I could pick up 50 pounds, be fine, or I could bend over to pick up a piece of paper and boom, it's out. You know, it's just, you never know, unfortunately. But I've been pretty lucky lately. I try to stay active. You know, like when I first got out of the Army, I was walking with a cane.
Really?
Yeah, it was so bad. My back was horrible, you know, and on top of, you know, I was medically retired. I didn't want out. I fought that, you know. So there was a lot of depression and
sure.
what am I going to do now? I was going to stay in and retire if not just, it's weird to say it, but I didn't plan on coming back.
Sure. Yeah.
You know?
That was your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like when I was out in Colorado, my unit was deploying to Afghanistan, and I missed that because I was being medically retired, you know, and I have issues with that one because like guys died, and you know it was like I should have been there.
Survivor guilt.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, man.
What was the biggest adjustment after, like, you're home, you're having all this guilt, and you're trying to like reprocess your new plans? What was your new plan?
I didn't have one.
No.
No, what saved my life was I ended up moving to this town. You know, I didn't know anybody there, and then my son started going to school, so I started meeting people. Was at his school one day, and the secretary was like, "Hey, we're looking for volunteer firefighters." Okay, that sounds cool. So I did that, and that's I like head first just jumped into that. It was the adrenaline rushes, the cohesion, you know, because you're a small group again.
Sure.
You just got that brotherhood. And then one day they were like, well, my ex-wife was she was an EMT. She was going to take an EMT class, and they needed one more person to have the minimum to have the class. And I was like, I don't even want to do that.
Sure.
But I did.
Yeah.
And I excelled in that. The instructor wanted me to bridge over to paramedic at the end of that class. And I was like, I don't even want to be an EMT. I should have. I really should have. But I did that for, 13 years. And that's what,
Kept you going.
Yeah.
Because I will say, like, from people I've talked to, the hardest part, and even watching my dad transition from military to civilian life is so different because you have this team, everyone works together, even if they don't like each other,
Right.
because it's life or death.
Right.
And then you come out here and you're like, this is my job, this is my duty, this is what I'm gonna do. And then you've got someone in the corner picking their nose.
Right.
And you're like, what the hell?
Right.
Or not showing up or whatever.
Yeah, like working in the environment these days is like, it's unreal because guys are like showing up late. And it's like, dude, I'm usually like 20 minutes.
Sure.
Well, if you're not early, you're late.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just don't want to work. And like, how do you?
Support yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also I feel like a lot of people don't view work as a way to feel good about themselves and the pride that they're doing. Like, you don't have to love your job, but like there are things that come out of your job that make you feel, I don't even know what the word is. My friend and I were just talking about this.
Fulfilled?
Fulfilled. Yeah, the fulfillment of whatever. Like, my friend's a teacher. She gets fulfillment from her job as a teacher, and it's hard.
Oh yeah.
It's really hard. And she works in Waukegan, so it's really hard because there are kids that are craving her attention.
Yeah. They don't have structure or anything.
Yeah. And so you got people that don't out here who don't have any of that or don't care to do anything about it. And then you've got people who are like, well, I did what I did. Like, you get in the military, you do that whole thing, and you come out and you're like, I'm going to live, a civilian life. And you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
We, I was going to ask if you could go back, would you still make the choice to enlist? But
Yes.
I feel like that's a terrible yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a quick yes.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, I bet, man.
In a heartbeat.
Man, I haven't known you that long, but definitely from the times that we've met, like you can tell when somebody is like a certain way, right? Like, and in the times that we've met or been around, like you definitely have that kind of character, that kind of not only look. I mean, you look like a badass, man, but at the same time. I said it already. You're a soldier, bro.
Yeah.
Like that was, is there anything that maybe you could still do or help with, like even through like the VA or like that kind of thing?
You mean like
just helping others go through their transitions?
I actually, anytime I meet a veteran, I help them push to get what they deserve. Mm-hmm. I got a buddy that I did 2 tours with, and I talk to him daily. I've helped him through get into the VA system. And then other guys like I went to welding school recently, and met a veteran through that. And helped him get what he deserved. Help him find the right channels or link him up with somebody. Or something,
Sure.
So there's always that.
I feel like, I mean, it goes without saying, but mental health has been just huge.
Yeah.
Within the veteran community. Is there anything that you would tell just civilians in how to help or how to assist or what to do better with?
Just listen. Listen to their stories.
Yeah.
We don't ask for help.
Yeah.
Because that's how we are. But you got to, like, if you can see the signs of that, just push a little bit harder to that veteran and just to make sure he is okay or she is okay.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to admit it. That was the hardest part of all of that, honestly, was, realizing that I had PTSD and, dealing with that and recognizing it. I also had anxiety after I got out. So that was another part of my bad parenting, was because I was anxious. I had all this anxiety, and I didn't know that. I didn't know what anxiety was.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have that overseas. You push that to the side.
Sure.
There was
you're
no
in the
feelings.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when I got out, you're used to patrolling neighborhoods with people, and you're constantly on guard, and then you come home to a mall. I know that's like, it's kind of like beating a dead bush. Like everybody talks about going to a mall, but that's real.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
Because you're not used to. When you're over there, it's they have to stay back. If they get close, depending on your ROE, you might shoot them just because they're close to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or not stopping, not listening. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So-
And then in everyday life, you come back and, I mean, you're standing in line at the grocery store. Somebody's two steps from you.
yeah,
That's got to just,
it takes
Feel
some time
awful.
to get used to that
oh,
again.
man. Yeah.
But-
Yeah, I can't even imagine, dude. I think it goes without saying, man. Thanks for your sacrifice and all that service. It's just, what were you going to say?
Oh, no. I was just going to say something nasty.
Like what?
Like, is it really a sacrifice if you really enjoyed doing it?
Oh,
But but at the same time, it is, because you come back and
Right. No, yeah, it didn't feel like a sacrifice until like you can reflect on it, and then you realize what you sacrificed.
Yeah.
What you missed out on, and
yeah.
like I was almost to the day I was gone 20 years from my home.
wow.
So
Sheesh,
Well, and
man.
then, like you said, you come home and you're like, okay, I've got a family to take care of, and you're so busy taking care of your own stuff and reacclimating to the area and the
Right.
family and how they do things, that it's hard for you to be the best person for your own kids.
Yeah.
And it's,
I didn't know how to be a person to my kids or a dad. I really didn't.
oh, totally.
And that's been hard to live with, but I've gone through a lot of therapy. That's probably the best thing I've ever done, and would recommend to any veteran is just go do it.
Okay.
Go get the help.
Yeah.
It's so worth it.
Even
Yeah.
if you don't feel like you need it. Because I know like the biggest advice people have for therapy too is go when you feel good.
Yeah.
Because then you can actually sort through it. But if
Right.
you go when you feel like crap too. But like if you're all the way down there, it's harder to get there. It's harder to unpack, and
Yeah.
you're just a mess.
Right.
Yeah.
I think one of the hardest things I ever, and I respect this guy so much now, not that I didn't before, but like when I had gotten to Iraq, my last tour, one of my soldiers, I had just gotten switched from Baker Company to Charlie Company like 2 weeks before we deployed. Got moved into a team leader position, so I was in charge of guys. And we get there, and one of my soldiers, he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, Sergeant Street, not to be disrespectful or anything, but he's like, I was reading this article in the Army Times, and he's like, you have PTSD. He's like, you check off to every single one of
Oh,
these."
geez. Okay.
And instantly I was mad.
I bet.
I wanted to knock him in his face. Because I'm like, how dare you?
Yeah.
But then it was like something clicked. It was just like, wow, I do. Because I looked at the paper and I'm like, he's not wrong. He knew me for like 3-4 weeks and had enough balls to come up to me and say that to me.
Yeah.
So he was a private at the time. So like,
That's a risky.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was like, because of him, that's when I realized, I was like, okay, we're going to put this on hold while we're here.
Sure.
But when I get back, I'm going to address the issue.
Yeah.
And I did. And it's probably the best thing I ever did because,
Wow.
I've come a long ways. When I first got out, you probably wouldn't even want to be my friend.
I bet.
Yeah. It wasn't good.
Hard to live with.
Yeah. It's just, I had to find who I was again, So,
Well, especially because, like you said, you expected to be a lifer,
yeah.
and then it's yanked away from you, and that's hard. That sucks.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things to deal with too. Just it made me feel like I wasn't good enough. Because it's like, you're damaged. Goodbye.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Well, and I'm sure too, like a lot of veterans, like you said, anybody hears, I think you might have this, and your first reaction is, no.
right.
And then, I'm having a brain fart today, but you come back and you're trying to fix all this stuff and trying to go talk to someone about it. Anybody would be a little offended by being told, like, I think there's something more wrong with you. Then you get not kicked out, but like asked to leave. And then you have to find help. And a lot of veterans I know are having a hard time finding help because
Yeah.
especially like any veteran services are just overrun. There's not enough help. There's not enough
Yeah.
people. And there's also a group of people who don't like you and will let you know that they don't like what you've done and they think what they think about you. And it's like, it's either that's none of your business or like, I don't care what
Right.
you think. You
Right.
can go do whatever you need to do. But I'm sure that can't help with your other situation. And I'm sure there's a lot of helplessness there. And that's also hard for people that your whole job was helping.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've had a couple of experiences with, you go home on leave, like mid-tour leave, you get a month to go home and then you come back. It's actually not very relaxing because you're stuck in like Kuwait for 2 weeks and it's, you're going through all this big process to get home and then the same process to come back. But anyways, like, a lot of guys they come back and they'd be like, yeah, I was coming through the airport and you're wearing your uniform.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh yeah, they bought me dinner and lunch or whatever and drinks. And I would go through the airport, and this one lady tried slapping me.
Shut up.
Yeah, I was coming back because I had a teddy bear for my son. I bought it. We stopped in Ireland, and I saw this teddy bear, and I was like, buy that for my kid.
An Irish teddy bear, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like I'm carrying this and I'm walking through the airport like, yeah, I'm going to see my kid.
Yeah.
Whatever. And this lady stops me and I'm like, okay, she's talking to me kind of friendly. And then all of a sudden it just switched and she reared back to slap me.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, you don't want to do that.
Oh, man.
I was like, hold on a second. I was like, look around. There's a sea of soldiers there.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
And she actually got escorted out of the airport.
What was her deal?
I don't know. She was just anti-America. I don't know. I didn't get to talk to her or anything.
Was she a white lady?
Yeah.
Wow.
She, that whole Karen look, bob haircut.
Sure.
Oh yeah, she was.
Yeah.
As soon as she started talking, it was just like, oh boy. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
So that's
rhetoric.
Yeah. Like
Yeah. That's
baby
awful.
killer.
Yeah. Well, that's what sucks is like, one, they don't know what you're actually doing over there.
Right.
And quite frankly, like when you're over there in the middle of it, you don't really know why you're there either. You just know you're there.
Yeah, and you're just at that point, you're there for the guy to your right and left. And they're doing the same thing, just making sure everybody's getting home. And
Sure.
that's all that matters at that point. So
Your third tour. That's when you fell off the wall. That's when you
that
got
was
hurt?
my first tour
In the
invasion.
first one.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you still did 2 tours after that.
Yeah.
How?
Jeez. Yeah, man.
You just sucked it up.
Just
Yeah.
being a monster.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
You're young and you just brush it off and you keep going. Like still did all the training, the road marches.
Wow,
and,
dude.
live fires and
Like I said, better man than I, man. Like, give me a cold and I'm out for a week.
I didn't even medevac. I stayed with my unit and kept fighting.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was,
I'd have been like, my thingy hurts. I need to go home.
My tummy hurts.
I had a buddy in the invasion. We were on a rooftop, pinned down, and our lieutenant was like, we gotta start shooting back, and we're like, you told us to get down. But anyways, that's the whole story. We stand up, and he gets shot in the head.
No.
Right? Yeah, and I saw it. I watched it. I watched his eyes. That'll stay with me for the rest of my life.
Jesus.
Fortunately, he's alive.
What?
Yeah. He is alive today. He lives in Florida. He was a cop for a while.
Is the bullet still in his brain?
No, it actually, so what happened was it entered his Kevlar and basically just scalped him.
Shut
It split his head open.
Wow.
Yeah.
And his helmet kept his head together so he didn't bleed out?
Well, kind of. Once we the medic went over and took his helmet off, and then that's when blood and they're like, ugh.
Yeah.
So he was medevaced, but he came back.
Wow.
He was back
man.
with stitches.
I'm telling you,
I
man.
think. And that's how it was. If you weren't, missing a leg or, dead, you were there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Warriors are a different breed, man. Hey, how's it going, Ryan? Did I tell you 2? Oh, cool. Give me a couple minutes. We'll get you rolling, okay? Ryan, Dead Set Inc., Matthew Street, Sergeant Matthew Street, right? That was your yeah.
You guys kind of have the same style?
Yeah, you guys are good peoples, man. Matt, we usually wind down around this time, but
Okay.
what's it look like now? What's life look like?
Like I said, I went to welding school, so I'm trying to actually get my own business going.
What kind of business?
Just like a welding repair, like a truck, just a mobile truck. I come to you.
Oh.
For sure.
I just actually did my neighbor's Jeep, welded his floor back in for him, because welders it's a hot commodity.
For sure. Absolutely.
My dad's trying to teach himself to weld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? So is my dad.
My dad took apart a whole microwave to make a welding tool.
Really?
And then he's got a 64 and a 65 Bug that he's making into one car.
Oh, cool.
And then not like a monster car, but more like one actual car because
Right.
one has a title and one doesn't. And then after he's done with that, he's going to take his he has a 67 split window VW bus. He's going to fix that up. But I don't know how he's going to do it because he also broke his ribs twice this year and pulled his shoulder and
Your dad?
knee replacement. Yeah.
Like my dad, they just need to kind of chill out now. It's time to start chilling
But
out.
that's the thing, though. That is his chilling out.
I know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's not allowed on the roof
a
anymore.
different breed.
There's a lot of things that he's not allowed to do anymore.
Sure.
And but he's still trying to work on that.
Right.
He did just get in trouble with the Lake County for the mess he had in the driveway, though. But maybe he should go to welding school instead of doing it by
I
himself.
went to Gateway, and that was a great program.
I listened to a lot of like podcasts and interviews, and Mike Rowe, the guy from Dirty Jobs, he's got a nonprofit. It's called Microworks, and they help tradesmen or tradeswomen get into certain activities or certain parts into different fields. And he said that he's got a government contract right now for 100,000 welders that the military needs, that they don't know where they're going to find them because no one is going into the trades.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's everybody's pushed to go to college. College.
That's-
Yeah,
That's
they
the
are.
answer. And if you're, if that's your thing, whatever.
For sure.
That wasn't mine.
Yeah.
So
Mine neither.
I told my son, my oldest son, he was not against the military, but he was like, I'm never going to join, whatever. And then all of a sudden, one day he calls me, he's like, I'm joining.
Yeah.
Like cool. My other son, he's kind of going into he's 15, Wyatt. He's kind of like going towards a mechanic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great.
Yeah, man.
If you don't want to go to college, don't go to college.
Exactly.
Because I'm 100% disabled through the VA now. All my kids can go to college for free because of that.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Does that include trade schools?
Yeah.
That's awesome because
That's great.
And they'll get my benefits of, they'll get paid while they're in school.
Wow.
So,
dude.
Yeah. I mean, that's the least that they could do.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, never mind. I'm not going to get political right now.
Oh man, not this one. At least not this.
Okay. But the trades are such a good thing. Like I was told by a teacher, like, I can't believe you're going to beauty school. Like,
Right.
And it's the best decision I've ever made. I love my job. I love what I do. I help people out. And I made money really quick. Did I know what to do with that money? No. Which is why I'm still renting someone else's condo. But a lot of people have these opportunities right in front of them and they don't know because they're told only stupid people do those things.
Right.
Or
Uneducated.
Uneducated. Yeah.
And that's not true.
And look who's laughing now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, I don't know how else to say thanks, man. Like that's the life story that you've led up until now. And honestly, I feel like in the time that I've known you for a little bit now, I feel like there's definitely so much more of your story to be written. But just talking to you and just seeing how you have embraced what it looks like post-military and what it looks like to want to better yourself and not be stuck in that rut. I mean, I think that speaks volumes.
Well, not even better yourself, just take care of yourself.
Sure,
Yeah.
to take care of yourself.
Because there's a lot of people who don't take care of themselves, and that's why we have nut jobs everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
So, really kudos to you for
Thank you.
stepping out of that, stereotype of
Yep.
military people
Yeah.
that just, slap a bandage on it and go on.
And that's kind of, honestly, that's kind of like the military instills that into you. Like, like adapt and overcome.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
Nothing ever goes as planned. Always have a plan B.
Absolutely.
And always think that way. Like just because this isn't working doesn't mean this isn't going to.
Well, thanks for spending time with us, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. This was fun.
No, it was eye-opening for sure. I mean, like me, like you get your information, at least me, I see what the media says and I see what the movies say and that kind of thing, but it's a different world, man. It's a different world for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, man.
You too.
Let's go.
Well, Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of Y'all Be Good. And as always, a reminder that we are a project of Little Lion Cuts. We hope you've enjoyed these stories just as much as we have enjoyed sharing them. Every family has a story, and we're just grateful that we get to hear yours too. If you've enjoyed today's episode and you think someone else might need to hear it, don't forget to share this podcast with them. And hey, while you're at it, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. That really does go a long way. You definitely don't want to miss out on any of the real, raw, and inspiring conversations we've got lined up. And we'd love to hear your stories too. So go ahead and find us on Instagram at Y'all Be Good Pod, or drop us a message with your thoughts. And until next time, y'all be good.